Okay, so I'm sure you've all seen motorcycles driving around on the road, but how many of you have actually probably seen like a motorized bicycle like this driving out on the road? Not very many of you. So I've always been the kind of guy who likes to build stuff and just kind of make interesting things that, you know, most people don't see every day. But I decided to build a motorized bicycle. So first I'm going to tell you about my inspiration to build the motorized bicycle. And then I'm going to tell you the research I had to do before building it, because everybody has to do research. There's always questions you have to get answered before you can go ahead and start building anything. And then finally, I'm going to tell you about what I did in my process of building the motorized bicycle. So first, I'm going to begin with my inspiration. I wanted to build a motorcycle was the first thing that popped into my mind. And I knew I wanted to build something that I could just say, hey, yeah, I built that. No one else, not many people can say they built a motorcycle. And so I also wanted something that was fuel efficient and that was cost efficient. And I could buy and build something and make it and drive it. And so I decided, all right, if I want to do this, I'm going to have to do some research. I'm going to have to answer some questions. So the questions I had to answer, the first one was, what am I going to do? I need to find something that's cost efficient, so how am I going to do that? So I did some research and I found how the first motorized bicycles were built, and I found out that it was just people with bicycles who put an engine on the bicycle and made it go. And I was like, well, I can do that. I can buy a bicycle, I can buy an engine, I can put two and two together. But then another question arose. How am I going to find a bicycle that was big enough to hold an engine and an engine that's small enough to fit in a bicycle? So I went online, did some more research, and I found a website that sells engines for bicycles. And so I found a bicycle engine that would fit for a bike, and I went on Craigslist and bought a bike that was big enough with a nice enough opening in there to fit an engine. So I got those questions answered, and I ordered all my parts. So after my research, then I did a little bit more, and I watched some videos. Once I got all the parts in, I watched some videos on what I needed to do in the process of building my motorized bicycle. So I knew I needed to, I found a way to get them all together. I went through some obstacles, getting the engine to fit perfectly on the bike frame, and getting all the components onto the bike to make it run and work fine. And so after doing that, then I built it. And so I was very satisfied in the end, and I really enjoyed the experience in getting to build something that I can ride around that's motorized. That was great. So let me conclude by recapping my major points. First, I told you about my inspiration for building my motorized bike. Then I told you about the research I had to do. And finally, I told you about the process of building my motorized bike. Now, if you ever think about doing something that is a passion for you, let this experience remind you to never stop trying and to always work towards your end goal. Thank you.